Hello and welcome to I Am Geek, and this is episode 143. My name's Ryan. I'm here with my brother Chris and our good pal Katrin. How you guys doing tonight?
Fantastic.
I'm good.
You're good. Oh, good. That's good. Now, we're also streaming on YouTube right now, so if you want to go back and watch this later on after you listen to it to see what we actually look like, you can check out our YouTube channel. It's I Am Geek Show. Just search for that. It should pop up. You'll see our logo with the glasses and the words. Anyways,
the words.
The words.
The words.
We got a few people on here with us right now, and so hopefully they'll be chatting with us as we go, as we talk about what we're going to talk about tonight. And if you want to chat with us, then subscribe to our channel on YouTube, I'm Geek Show, and then pop on when we do some live streams and chat with us. And then maybe we'll do, since the Zoom stuff is all big, maybe we'll do a Zoom call where people can come on, just drop in or something. Just all kinds of I Am Geeks.
Also, join us over on Facebook.
Yes.
We have the Facebook group, I Am Group, and our page, I Am Geek.
Yeah. So I Am Group, to search for that, ask to join. We will most likely allow you to come in.
Most likely.
Most likely. We will.
We will.
We take anybody.
Yeah, we take it. Whoever. Just bring
We'll
them.
see. Yeah. We have, a lot of criteria we have to run through first. Background checks.
Yeah. Mostly, the big
question
questions: are you breathing? Are you alive? Okay, you're in.
There you go.
Yeah.
Most is like, how do I hit this button? Hit them. Yes. I don't. Does it go here? Oh, it looks like somebody already did it. I guess Ryan already did it.
Yeah.
Okay. We're good.
We're good. And then Twitter, we're I Am Geek Show, and then Instagram, I Am Geek Show. Just follow us everywhere. I don't think we're on any other social media platforms. MySpace, I don't think.
No, we're not on MySpace. No. Nobody else is either.
I know. Anyways, so you guys, we're still in quarantine, I guess you want to self-quarantine, whatever you want to call it. Lockdown? I don't know. There's guards outside that won't let me out of the house. I've been in this house for 5 weeks without leaving my house. It's been myself, a 2-year-old, and a 5-year-old, and my wife, but she's usually working in her office. So she's gone out to like the pharmacy and stuff, but I've been on lockdown. No one's let me out of the house.
We had to go. We haven't been leaving. Like, we've been getting like Amazon Fresh and stuff like that. So now we go to the grocery store. But we did have to go out yesterday because we did a refinance on our home loan.
Yeah,
nice.
And we had to go to the notary to actually sign.
Yeah.
I don't have a mask. Like, I don't really have a mask or anything. So I found a pillowcase, an old pillowcase.
Cut some holes out of it, or
I just wrapped it around, over my nose.
I mean, that's the same.
Around, and then put some. I had rubber gloves. I put rubber gloves on.
Of course.
I don't have a mask, but I got the rubber gloves.
Pillowcase guy with
and
rubber gloves.
We're in Texas. I'm like, I'm gonna go in this office, and they're just gonna shoot first. Like, you're gonna think I'm robbing the place, because I just looked like a robber. The notary person said that a friend of hers actually, she said that she got to go into a bank with a mask on and everything, and for the first time, and she felt like she was robbing the place.
So why didn't you just wear your IG-11 helmet? Because that would have been hilarious.
It would have been funny.
I thought about wearing my dinosaur costume out. I haven't done that yet, though.
If I go out, if I'm allowed to go out, it sounds like I'm in prison. If I go out, I'm wearing the Mandalorian helmet.
Oh, you have to, yeah.
Oh, you definitely, yeah.
Because I mean, that's going to protect me more than anything else, probably, right?
Yeah, more than likely.
I mean, there's holes underneath it, but
I can wear.
It'll protect from the front,
it'll be fun. We've gone out a couple times.
Yeah.
To get, my wife goes and gets the groceries with the click list with Kroger, and then I've gone to fast food or other eating establishments and gotten takeout.
Lucky.
Just
So
we
lucky.
do that once a week just to keep our sanity. So
I've had this week. It was meatloaf. That's what I had all week.
I
Moved
love
on from
meatloaf.
ham. Anyways, I'm sure we're boring everybody. Anyways, you guys are probably listening to get away from this craziness of the world. And we're just giving you what we're eating in lockdown.
I did get Little Caesars
Uh,
the other night.
Did you go? Did they have the vending machine thing? Have you seen that?
We had it delivered, like the Little Caesars.
Okay.
In a
Have y'all
vending
seen
machine?
that though?
Yeah, I've seen that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
Little hot
Domino's
box.
has the cars too, I guess. So I don't guess it's
Yeah.
super new, but the self-driving cars they were trying out in Arizona, where it would deliver the pizza to you, this little window would go down and it would give it to you.
That's a real thing.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's not just
everywhere.
a funny commercial. They
No, it was. I mean, I saw it on a YouTube video. It was what I saw. But yeah, it's apparently in testing. But I would imagine they could do a lot more testing now with less people driving. But
yeah,
our friend Winchester said, "Wear the helmet and never take it off. This is the way."
This is true. Yeah,
that's true. Once you put it on, you can't take it off.
I'm fine with that, really.
Are you though? Have you gotten the smell out of it?
I think the smell's out of it.
Okay.
There's like a
or you're
glue
just used
smell.
to it.
Yeah, or I'm just used to it. I saw a guy that makes the inside of the helmets. That's like what it would look like in the movie or the show. It looks so cool. It's got all this cool padding and all these like electronic looking things in it. It's a piece you could put inside of it to make it look like legit from the inside and out. My helmet, I mean, it's cool. It's not the shiny metal. I don't know.
Is that real metal?
No, part of me wants to repaint it, but then I'm like, no, I'll just mess it up even more. So I don't know. It wasn't what I was expecting, but it'll do. It'll do. Anyway, so the big news today, on whatever the date is, I don't even know. This is Friday, right? This is a Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday.
Right now, it's the 17th.
17th. So the big news is that Comic-Con is canceled.
Yes. Comic-Con 2020 is canceled.
Now, were you planning on going, Chris?
We might have. I mean, if all this hadn't happened.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we were thinking about it. Last year we went. It was kind of like a spur of the moment thing because I work in the industry.
What do you do? What do you do? Tell us about it.
I'm an animator. I animate things. So we I'll get free tickets. So I can get one for me and one for my wife. And it was like a big anniversary last year. I didn't hear what you said. I'm going to keep going. And so I got them, and it was like a big anniversary for Comic-Con last year. And then when I got the tickets, we weren't planning on going. We're like, this box that they came in looks so cool. And they actually mailed the tickets this year. Usually you have to pick them up there.
Yeah.
And we're just like, it's so nice. We're like, well, let's look at the hotels.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's any rooms. And there was actually a room available. I guess some cancellations had happened.
Yeah.
It was nice.
That was the weekend I came to Dallas to see you, and I got out there and
I left for Comic-Con.
Well, if you ever want to take your brother that loves you so much with you one year, if they ever have it again.
I have a brother that loves me so much, I'll take
it.
Huh. Oh. Nice. Right to the heart. Oh. Lightsaber to the heart for this geek.
Well, my wife likes to go, and she gets the free tickets. She's kind of in line in front of me.
You don't have to tell her that you're going.
Go out for some milk.
Just say, emergency at work. I'll be back in a few days.
And I'll get to the store. Oh, they're out of milk at this store. Got to go to the next store. My wife's like, you're lactose intolerant. You can't have milk. I'm like, well, you're not. I got to get your milk. And just all the stores will be out for like days. It'll be fine.
Well, can you get more than 2 tickets?
No, I can. I can buy one.
What if I pretend to be your son?
No, it's not the
Or a cat, and you can just take your cat. I could be your cat. Put me on a leash.
I mean, you can cosplay as someone from Cats. I mean,
which edition? Joke there. Anyways, so Comic-Con's canceled. Basically, I'm sure that, well, most conferences or conventions are canceled. I'm sure that Disney's D23 will probably, Celebration will probably be canceled.
Everything's just going away.
There was a rumor that Disney started putting up dates for May, or times for May. I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
They're opening up the beaches tonight in Florida.
It's crazy.
Is it weird?
Sure.
I don't know why they would be like, okay, we're going to open them tonight instead of like, we're going to open them tomorrow morning.
You can get in line.
Yeah.
Get in line.
Open it up for all the vampires.
Well, we got our advanced dining reservations made this past Monday.
Yeah, for our October trip.
And I got everything that I wanted to get, and I'm super excited.
I did.
Nice.
But
I had to go on to see if I could get the stuff that.
Finger's really big there. Whoa. I don't know if it's at this point I'm like, well, that probably means it's not going to happen, but I really hope it all happens, because we got Ohana, we got our Be Our Guest breakfast at 8:00 in the morning one day, and we could have gotten Cinderella's royal table if we wanted it.
Oh, really?
But
it's like $75, right?
It's $75 for dinner and $62 for breakfast. So I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
That money could go to lightsabers.
Right. So we're
like a timeshare. Do you get like a timeshare at that price? Cinderella's castle.
You get to try on the slipper.
Get a sword. Maybe.
No, it's no.
An actual sword.
I need to call and try to get Kona, because you got Kona for you guys.
I got Kona for breakfast.
But not for us.
Yeah.
Jerk. No, I'm just kidding.
Because we could.
You can get Kona coffee at your local store. You don't have to go to Disney.
Anyways, we're going to be there in October, hopefully. I don't think Disney could stay closed that long.
I don't either. I mean, we're not going to get into all this, but there's
we're going to do this maybe next week with Kerry. Kerry Gordon's coming on from Comic Palooza, and we may get into this a little bit with him, because he's got a trip planned too.
Yeah. There's some thoughts out there by some people that it may not be as bad as everybody makes it out to be, and that's hard to believe, but who knows? But I'm kind of hoping that they're right, that it isn't as bad as they say it is. But at the same time, it's like I'm kind of a little more cautious than that. So
yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
they still haven't canceled Halloween Horror Nights, so that's a good thing.
There you go.
I mean, if they're smart, they're not going to cancel anything, because I mean,
that's
something could happen, something could change.
Yeah,
and that's why I haven't canceled my trip. I mean, we can cancel up to like 30 days out, right, for my hotel, and my flight. I've got all these points from Southwest now that expire next February and March. So I'm like, well, if anything, I'm gonna have to go then if this falls through. But not points, but travel funds.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it all works out. I'm sure we'll be talking more about this in coming weeks. Speaking of Disney, I mentioned it at the tail end of the episode last week, but I have a little piece of Epcot in my house now.
A little piece?
A little piece.
Something you stole from Epcot?
No.
Oh, did you steal that like puppet guy?
No, don't even steal. No. We bought my wife. My wife wanted to get into gardening, but she has a some people have a green thumb.
There's like purple or something.
She's got like a dead one.
Yeah. She wanted to have an indoor garden. And I was like, okay, and are you still going to kill it? She's like, no. We're getting this system. I forget what it's called. My Garden or something. I don't know. But it looks like living with the land. It's like the PVC pipes that go up, and with little pods that grow the food. So it's like sitting in our kitchen, and it's like so bright, the lights on it. Like at nighttime, I'll be like, we're playing video games or something, and it's like 11 o'clock at night. At midnight, these lights come on, and it's like a semi truck has drove into your house and just like blasts you with their headlights. And it gets me every time. Every time it turns on at midnight, I think somebody's in my house and they've turned on the lights and I'm going to have to kill somebody. Because it's Texas. That's what you do.
That's what you do.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, one of his roommates worked at Be Our Guest. So, there you go.
Yeah.
Anyways, so it's cool. It's like living with lamb. I just need to like build a little boat to drive past it, and it'll be like I'm at Epcot. But it's already started to grow some stuff. So there's like plants growing.
Cool. Yeah. So it's like one of those like little coffee makers where you get like the little pod things to get in.
It's what it looks like. It's these little pods you put in, and it started growing cherry tomatoes. There's no tomatoes yet, but growing those. Kale was the first thing that popped up. Yeah. I'm like, ugh. It's supposed to grow sweet peppers, but they haven't popped up, and jalapenos, which is funny because my wife put the jalapenos on the bottom, and I'm like, if those grow, our 2-year-old is going to be like, ooh, what's this? And pick one off and eat it.
Well, she'll learn then.
She'll learn.
She won't do it again.
We're going to try to do a garden here. We were going to. I think we still think we were on to, but it's like we need to be doing that now. We want to get an elevated garden so that it's above, not just raised, but like on like a table or something, just so animals don't get into it. But we've yet to do it. Oh, unfortunately,
we got plenty of time.
I know, but it's like at the same time, it's like we can order the bed. I guess we could order the dirt to be delivered, like a big pile of dirt just dumped in our yard, and we could move it over. Or we can go to Lowe's and get it. We're just kind of like, I don't really want to go
or just get one of these things like I have. It comes in a box to your door.
No, we're gonna do real vegetables.
Not those fake ones.
Well, what's the difference?
No, I'm just thinking like more, and like we're gonna do carrots and cucumbers.
This can do carrots. This does everything. Carrots, strawberries.
But it's like a little pod.
Yeah, but have you seen when it grows out? It grows out like
how many strawberries?
But carrots grow down.
No.
Yeah, they do. They're roots.
No, but you've been to Living with the Land. This is that hydroponic whatever stuff, and it grows upside down and stuff. It's crazy. I've seen the pictures of what it looks like when it starts growing, and it's like, yeah, we're at Epcot. This is freaking Epcot. So we'll have strawberries and carrots and.
Yeah. Well, we still want to do one outside and not have inside. So
not as cool, but,
yeah.
Mine don't get bugs, so there's that.
Yeah. There's certain herbs you can put beside your plants that will prevent the bugs.
Herb's the guy lives
Herb, he stands outside and he watches the garden for me at that time.
Quick story. I did an animation when I was in college in a multimedia class where we did Flash, and I did one called Herb Plants a Flower, and it was like this little guy that comes out. I mean, it's like simple. It just slides across the screen, and then he has this watering can, and it turns and then water goes into the ground. Of course, he threw seeds out there first, and he just kind of goes back and forth, and the sun in the background comes up, and then the flower grows, and it's over. And it had music, and so. I'm an animator
You're
too.
You're an animator.
Yeah,
you should get tickets to.
I should. Yeah, I need to put that out.
Why haven't you? You just gotta send them that.
I need to find it.
Yeah, proof that you're an animator.
Get me an IMDb.
Can I get it for being like a podcaster?
No. Well, they say that what is it? Podchaser is supposed to be the IMDb of podcasting. So if we can build up our content there, because you can set up yourself as a creator and everything, then we could be on their IMDb thing. So maybe it'll count. I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know. Anyways, what you want to talk about? What we're going to talk about tonight?
No.
Yeah.
No. Okay, let's not then. Anyways, so Katrin had an idea. I'm going to say Katrin's idea. Just in case it falls through. No?
And we shot it down.
We're giving Katrin a hard time 2 weeks in a row.
Only 2 weeks in a row?
It's every week. What are you talking about?
Anyways, so have you seen these? For our viewers, I'll hold it up. Have you seen these things? It's like if you have $15, and you this one's like ride extinct rides.
Extinct Disney rides.
So what I thought we would do is sort of do that, a cross between that and Pitch Meeting, which is on YouTube. So it's a cross between this $15 thing and Pitch Meeting, where I'm going to pitch you guys some ideas for some rides that are actually extinct rides from Disney World, and then you're going to say yay or nay if we should bring them back. We're probably going to offend a lot of people tonight that love these old rides.
As we do every week.
Because I have a feeling that some of these rides you're going to be like, no, that should never come back. And then somebody's going to, maybe on the chat, jump down our throat. I don't know.
Yeah, they're going to hate me. Let's go.
So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. There's a $5 group, a $4 group, $3 group, a $2 group, and a $1 group. So what we'll probably do is go through them all, and you could say yay or nay, and then at the end, maybe you guys can pick your $15. If you're on the chat with us, you can play right along, and you can tell us where we're wrong, where we're right, what you would pick, what you wouldn't pick, why you wouldn't pick that, all that stuff. So let's just, you want to start with the dollar tier or the $5 tier?
Let's start at the bottom.
Start at the bottom and work our way up. Because we are, I mean, this is what you have to look forward to for the $5. Horizons and the $5. So you gotta listen to the end if you want to hear about Horizons. Because wherever I go, whoever I talk to, and I mention Disney World, they always go, well, they should bring back Horizons. All the time.
All the people you're talking to is just really old people.
That was like my Tyler.
I remember Horizons. They should bring that back.
No, literally, I was talking to somebody today, and I said, "This is what we're doing tonight," and they're like, "Horizons." Like I didn't even have to say anything. They're just like Horizons. So that will be coming. That's our $5. It's in the $5 tier. That will start with the dollar. So I got to switch things around here on my computer screen so I can get to the
fancy
the dollar one.
I like computers.
All right, these are only worth $1, I guess. Sort of sad.
Only $1. Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna start with this one. Imagine if you will.
Okay.
Got it. It's called the Timekeeper. This was a ride that was in the Magic Kingdom. I think it should be brought back, and here's why. Now, side note, I'm on the Wikipedia pages of these. I don't remember all this stuff in my head because I'm old. So technically, you could Google this and read along with me if you want to. Okay, the Timekeeper, also known as From Time to Time, was a 1992 circle vision that's 360 degrees, not 359, not 361, 360 degrees. It was presented at 3 of the Disney parks, but we are talking about the Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World itself. Now, Chris, do you remember this at all? Just a side note.
I don't, like, there's a picture that we see, and the picture looks familiar. I remember the 360-degree theaters. I don't remember this one specifically.
Okay. So, yes, the opening date was April 12th, 1992, and sadly, the closing date was September... Oh, wait, this is the wrong one. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It first opened in Disneyland Paris.
Started over.
No, Disneyland Paris is where it first opened. For the Magic Kingdom, it opened in November 21st,
that day before my birthday.
I know, 1994. And it closed February 26, 2006. It was replaced by, you guessed it, everybody's favorites, Monsters Inc. Laugh Incorporated, or Laugh Floor.
Okay.
All right, so Katrin has never been on this. Because Katrin didn't start liking Disney until I took him to Disney in what year was that? I don't even remember.
2003.
2003. He had no clue what Disney was. Never heard of it.
No, that's true. Don't lie to them.
He was like, "What is this Disney thing?"
What is Disney?
He grew up in a cult in the woods of Tennessee.
He didn't wear shoes until Rio 2000.
Anyways, so this was like the timekeeper was basically I mean, you can sort of guess it. You're traveling through time. It's sort of like a Jules Verne's European type
vacation.
Yeah. There was animatronics that were in the ride too. So you, I think I know there was in Paris. Man, I'm just doing horrible on this timekeeper. This is one of the ones that I don't remember that much. Anyways, yeah. So you're in a 360 room. You can already tell that what I'm gonna vote for this one. It takes you through Paris. It takes you to around with the timekeeper.
You're just standing in the room, right?
Yeah, you're just standing in the room, staring at a screen.
Yeah.
They have a lot of these still at Epcot. So, anyway, there was the Eiffel Tower, all this stuff. So this was, before Soarin', you had this that took you around the world. So you had Jules Verne, you had H.G. Wells, Leonardo da Vinci made an appearance. Mona Lisa was there. The Mona Lisa, not the painting.
Lisa was there.
Yeah. You had Mr. Verne's translator. Okay.
Huh?
I don't know. You had a robot thing called Nine Eye that followed you around. It's just great stuff. I mean, this is why
you're really selling it. You're selling it.
This is why this is $1 tier. So I'm not going to say much more of this. It lasted about 10 minutes. So it's 10 minutes out of your day,
Huh.
Oh, Robin Williams was the voice of the timekeeper. Thank you for that.
Oh, there you go.
One of our watchers.
Yeah. So do you all enjoy the Canada and is it China has the other one? Those shows? Of course, they've changed them.
Yeah, I liked the Canada one was fun with Martin Short, but they're changing that one and they're getting rid of all the funny stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, I don't really. I never really cared for
humor.
The China one. I don't think I've done it like once or twice. Rhea Perlman was Nine Eye. Chris's favorite.
Oh.
Rhea Perlman.
I love Rhea Perlman.
Yeah.
The thing I remember about these rides, well, if you can call them rides.
Attraction. It's an attraction.
Attraction. The thing I remember about these attractions was because I was a small child when we went through these for the most part. Because when I got older, I never wanted to go in them. It's just the carpet always smelled weird.
Well, yeah, it's Florida.
Yeah, it's Florida. It's hot, and everybody's walking on it, and it's sweaty. It's just, they always smelled weird to me.
This may help you. This is where you travel. You go to the Jurassic period. You go to the Ice Age. You go to Da Vinci or the Anglo-Scottish Wars, Da Vinci's workshop, Mozart's concert in 1763, everybody's favorite, the construction of the Eiffel Tower, Expedition Universal of 1900, Jules Verne in the present day, Verne's collision with TGV, a traffic scene near the Arc de Triomphe, a bobsled run, a deep sea exploration. And
I remember the bobsled run.
Outer space. You return to Paris today. You return to Paris in 1900. You go to Paris in 2189, and then it ends.
Oh, the world ends after 2189.
That's just what it says right here.
Oh, okay. That's good. Good to know. I do remember the bobsled actually.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the bobsled thing, and that part was cool. I remember that being cool. But I mean, it's huge. It looks like you're in a giant bobsled.
Yeah. But they closed it down, and then they did reopen it briefly, like they do. We'll close down rides and then reopen it briefly because the parks are packed or whatever. But then they closed it down and turned it into the Monsters Inc. platform.
I remember it being air conditioned, so that was good.
So that was one. That's a $1 one.
Take it or leave it.
Yeah, yay or nay?
Probably not.
Yeah, I gotta go with nay.
I don't think there's any reason to bring this one back.
The smell alone, I can't.
Yeah. All right, which brings us to our next $1 one, and I'm surprised this is a $1 one. To tell you the truth, because I liked it. Body Wars from Epcot. It opened in October 19th, 1989. Long ago.
1989. Wow.
Yeah. And the closing date was January 1st, 2007. This was a motion simulator through the human body. It reminded me of that movie Inner Space. Remember that one?
Yes.
With Martin Short, right?
Which came out in 1987. And, so
I wonder where they got the idea for it.
I think of his name.
Martin Short and Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, Dennis Quaid. I was like,
and Meg Ryan was in it. I forgot Meg Ryan was in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good movie. But this was in the Wonders of Life Pavilion, which sadly is no more too. So basically, not only did Body Wars go away, but the whole pavilion went away.
And they really wanted to get rid of that thing. They just destroyed everything around it.
The building stood there. It's forever. So I don't know. It's still, is it still there, or are they tearing it down? I don't remember. Somebody could probably tell us. Anyways,
probably could.
But it sit there forever empty, and they just used it for like flower and garden and stuff like that. Which it drove me crazy that there would just be empty pavilions, and it's now only used for festivals. Yeah, rip Buzzy. Yeah, poor Buzzy. Yeah, we'll get to Buzzy in a little bit, I think. So basically, guests entered the queue on the left side of the Wonders of Life dome. And then you boarded to be miniaturized. So you get in this thing, and they're going to miniaturize you to observe a splinter.
Oh.
Oh, that's right. The giant splinter.
Yeah. Guests were told they would board vehicle Bravo 229 and would be shrunk. Their mission was to meet up with Dr. Lair and bring her out. Captain Braddock would be the guest pilot. And they learned that this was a prototype vehicle and weighed approximately 26 tons, but once miniaturized, weighs less than a drop of water. Science.
They're bringing, just people walking into a theme park onto a experimental vessel and shrinking them. That sounds about right.
So they were shrunk and they were sent under the subject's skin. White blood cells were seen on their way to destroy the splinter. When we arrived at the splinter, we met the good doctor, and she began to take a cell count when she was accidentally pulled into a capillary.
Ooh.
Oh, we followed her into the vein. And we entered an unauthorized area. It's just in your body, an unauthorized area, a little sign.
They got tape up. I mean, they got the whole nine. You're not supposed to go through there.
Then you go through the heart, to the right ventricle. We enter the lungs.
Oh, I remember pumping in and out of that.
Yep.
Oh.
The doctor was attacked. And then the captain uses lasers, poor body, to free the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now the ship's low on power. The doctor suggested that they use brain energy to recharge the ship. Passing the heart's left atrium, the ship went through the artery to get to the brain. A neuron contacted the ship, allowing it to regain power and deminiaturize inside of the body, blowing up the head. No.
Oh yeah, I remember that. You came out. You're just covered in just like goo.
No. It deminiaturizes outside of the body, and that was the ride. So this was like really, sort of the first of its kind, which was really cool. I remember going on it, and
I do too. I remember enjoying it and being disgusted at the same time.
Yeah. You know who directed this movie for this ride?
Who directed this ride?
Leonard Nimoy.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And it was sponsored by MetLife through 2001. Leonard Nimoy. Yeah, he directed Body Wars, which is sort of interesting, seeing that he was, part of Star Trek.
It was weird during it, that part where he came in and he started singing these like Scottish ballads.
I mean, if he directed it, shouldn't it have been called Body
Lord
Trek?
of the Rings? I think he was singing
right?
Singing about Lord of the Rings.
No.
No.
They should have called it Body Trek if he directed it instead of Body Wars.
No, he didn't really want to be known for it, so he reversed it. So people were like, it's Body Wars. He wouldn't have done that. It would have been Body Trek. So, throwing people off.
So as of November of 2014, the ride was finally dismantled and removed from the building. But the queue, as far as we know, is still intact today.
The queue is still there, so you can still wait in line?
I guess. Oh, wait, never mind. 2016, they started to dismantle. I told you I was reading this off Wikipedia.
Few minutes. I'll get there.
Yeah, I'll get to it. This is okay. This is where the new pavilion play is going to be. I knew that something was going in there. So it was announced on February 21st, 2019. As long as it still is happening, that it didn't get cut, because a lot of stuff is getting cut. The pavilion play, which is going to be, from what I looking at it, looks sort of like an updated Disney Quest type place. It's going to be
just a giant ball pit. I thought it was just going to be a big ball pit.
Yeah,
get in.
So it uses this. Lane says the ride uses the same ride technology as Star Tours. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I liked it. If it came back, I think they'd have to, of course, update it, but it'd be fun to bring it back.
Yeah.
The thing is that they update. Like, I mean, back then, the technology they had, it looked as realistic as they could make it or whatever. Now they can make it just like super realistic.
Yeah.
To the point where like, ugh.
Yeah, that may be the problem. People be grossed
that
out
could be the problem. It's just like, I'm going in and out of this heart valve, and you can see like all the veins, and it's just like, this game, this is so fun. I had a lot of cleanup after that ride.
Yeah, well, I do miss how Epcot would have like the Wonders of Life and the different pavilions that actually, you can learn stuff. And, it made sense for Epcot, but they're getting rid of all that. So
I would be up for this ride again. I mean, despite like all the cleanup they'd have to do after each guest goes on, which would take a few hours.
Yeah.
So it'd be a long wait. But that could add to the atmosphere. Like, it really smells in here. Oh, we're really in the body. Oh.
Yeah.
I guess they would have to do it more.
They can pump the scents in. Like,
is that bile?
we're near the liver. Oh, yeah, I can smell it. Smell the liver. Yeah.
Anyway, so that's Body Wars. We can move on. We got a lot to go through here.
Yeah, we better go on.
Okay, so the last one in this category, dollar category, is El Rio del Tiempo, and I'm probably I didn't say that right. Probably. The River of Time. Guess where this was at? Epcot in the Mexico Pavilion. It was a dark ride, house within the pyramid. Opening date was October 1st, 1982. Closing date was January 2nd, 2007, and it was replaced by Grand Fiesta Tour starring the three Caballeros. So basically, it was just a boat ride through
Birds of a feather
through Mexico without the three Caballeros. Caballeros, whatever. Oh, Baxter. We don't speak Spanish. Name that movie. Anyways, to me, it's the same. It's still there, but with more added to it. I would not bring this one back because I love the three.
Yeah.
Caballeros.
Yeah, it's hard to pass up the three Caballeros.
There's talks that they're going to get rid of the three Caballeros, and replace it with Coco.
Coco, yeah.
I'm not a big fan of that. Sorry.
They should replace it with Book of Life. That's what they should do. They own that now. They could do it.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, I mean, I think if anything, I think they were also talking about if they just added things from the movie in there, whatever movie it is. But I mean, man, we enjoy going on the Three Caballeros every time. So
you're watching our live stream.
A must do for us.
They just appeared right in front of me.
Oh.
Yeah. We've got Jose. We've got
Pete.
Panchito.
Panchito, that's the
and
one.
Donald. I love these guys. There's a new show on. I don't know how new it is, but it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
it's a few years old. They just hadn't come to the States really for a while, and they put it on there. It's actually pretty good. It's enjoyable. To the States, stateside.
Look at you, Mr. International.
That's what us world travelers call them. States.
Well, that's a pass for me. That does not need to come back.
Yeah, I mean it's cool, but I mean what's there now is cooler. So
let's go to our $2 level.
Let's do that.
Ooh,
now we just mentioned this one. Somebody did. Good old Buzzy. Cranium Command was in Epcot in the Wonders of Life Pavilion. It opened October 19th, 1989, and sadly closed January 1st, 2007, and will be replaced by the Play Pavilion if they don't defund it like they're defunding everything else at Disney.
And then they made it to a movie at Pixar. Oh, wait, Inside Out.
That's different. Yeah, pretty much. Same. Yeah, pretty much. So basically, this was an attraction that you were in the head of a kid or teenager, or I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I've been on it. I went on it. Do you remember?
Crazy in there.
You remember?
I remember going on this. Yeah, I remember this. Look at the picture of the little guy that pilots it. I remember that guy.
It says it's a 200-seat dimly lit theater designed to represent the inside of a human head.
Candlelit.
Yeah,
just relaxing.
So you're basically seeing the outside world through the eyes, like screens. They look like you're looking through the eyes, and you're going through basically everything that goes on inside of a person's head in a typical day.
Places you go.
Yeah. So you're getting up out of bed. You're skipping breakfast. You're running to school after missing the bus. You're meeting and falling for a new cute girl. Her name was Annie.
Ooh.
Good old Annie.
Annie.
Oh.
You protect her from bullies. You get involved in a food fight at lunch. You're getting sent to the principal's office. No. And then being thanked by the girl, then kissed after asking her out. Well, that moved. This escalated quickly.
Yeah. Hey. She comes over later.
Yeah.
You're there for a study session.
Yeah. Anyways.
One thing leads to another. Then your mom's coming in.
Oh,
like, why don't you knock, Mom? Gosh.
So at different points of the day, various organs of the body talk to Buzzy.
Oh. Yeah, they do.
Buzzy's like the control center guy who's controlling everything.
Family show.
Okay. So basically at the end, Buzzy learns how to effectively balance the needs of his body crew in order to combat potential stressful situations. Anyways, so yeah. I liked it. It was fun.
I remember it being fun. I would say if they did bring it back, they would definitely go the Inside Out route.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Just make it Inside Out, basically. Which should be fine. It could be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember enjoying it. I remember having a good time. Again, another place with air conditioning you could go into.
I miss like these little shows like this because it is it draws people in and fun shows. Now Circle Vision where you stand in a room, No, but like shows like this where you go in and sit down and there's a show and it's fun. I like those kind. It's a little break from the Florida weather. Yeah, I like
this one seems like the idea and everything intact, but really upgrade it for today's technology and really kind of push it more.
The thing that shows are good for is crowd eaters.
Yeah.
And air conditioning, right? To get a break. So I think we need those types of things. So like Country Bears Jamboree, is one of the best of that sort, where you can cool off and it can hold a huge crowd, right? And I think that's the problem with having nothing in Stitch in that building or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Is
we're getting to that.
There's a big there's a big group of people that would have gone in there and now they're in other rides. So
well, the crazy thing about especially this one, it sat intact until like 2017. It closed in 2007.
Gosh,
they just closed the doors.
That's kind of creepy.
And left it there.
Yeah,
that would have been cool to see it.
Yeah, so basically
storage.
They could have kept it open, or even do seasonal stuff.
Maybe they were going to.
And it was reported. This is the one in 2018. It was reported that Buzzy, the animatronic, was stolen. From it. And they ended up, I think, catching the guy in 2019. It's still missing. But an urban explorer claimed to be the person.
Urban explorer.
Yeah.
He's doing parkour through Disney, avoiding all the dangerous animals.
So he's the one that reported it stolen. That he was going through there and he found that it was stolen.
Why were you there, sir? Oh,
Yeah. So then two men in 2019, former Disney employee and his cousin were arrested in connection to the theft of Buzzy.
Hey, Irv, come on, Irv. There's a thing in there. They're not even using. Let's take it.
They were selling them. So they stole stuff they stole Buzzy. They stole stuff from the Haunted Mansion, and they were selling it on the black market.
The black market, Disney's black market. You can buy all the poisoned apples.
10 years probation and 250 hours of community service is what.
Oh wow! I hope that was worth it.
While the other one was sentenced to 5 years probation and 125 hours of community service.
I bet that was a cousin.
And then both men were also ordered to pay $25,000 in restitution.
Restitution? Like, what even being used?
Yeah, I know. The show length was 17.
From the thing that was sitting there.
Show length was 17 minutes long, and there was a new show every 18 minutes. Pre-show length was 5 minutes long. So there you go. I miss it. I wish they would bring it back in some form. But that's just me. All right. Next, we still have viewers. Oh, there we go. All right, now this one. Let's talk about this one. Disney Quest. This was not in the park. This was in downtown Disney, West Side.
Yeah.
Yes.
No longer is it West Side. Now it's Disney Springs, the whole thing. It used to be downtown. So it used to be downtown Disney, West Side, Pleasure Island, and Marketplace. I remember before that when it wasn't even that. I don't know if Chris, you remember when it was just like the Marketplace side. That was it. That was long ago.
Yeah, vaguely. And remember Pleasure Island, like, oh, that's adult. I can't go.
I remember working in the college program, and that was where everybody went, Pleasure Island. And so I've been inside some of the clubs there when it was Pleasure Island, and I don't dance, so I just sort of stood there and was like, yeah. The Adventures Club was cool, and the improv thing was cool. That's what I went to. Anyways, so Disney Quest. Here we go. It opened June 19th, 1998. And then it closed. Where did
it go? Another year.
Yeah, another year.
Some time after
wasn't
that.
too long.
No, I don't think so.
within
maybe
because it was there.
2017.
Okay, yeah, that seems right.
Yeah, July 2nd, 2017. Now, basically, Disney Quest was the coolest thing ever back when it opened. It was like 5 levels or something like that of video games and like different kinds of games like that.
Yeah, kind of start some of the early virtual reality type stuff.
They had a Pirates of the Caribbean game that you got on a ship and you had a cannon and you would fire cannonballs at other pirate ships.
Yeah,
Jungle Cruise.
I remember going on that. I think it was just like the two of us on there. We were like running back and forth between all the cannons and firing them.
Yeah, that was my favorite thing there. The Pirates of the Caribbean. They had a Jungle Cruise thing where you're on a raft that's bouncing up and down. You got a big screen in front of you, and you got the paddles, and you got to row them. The paddles had wheels on the end. They had a Aladdin magic carpet ride that was like one of those nasty helmets that you put on your face.
Yeah, that they wipe down beforehand to give it to you.
That it was like on a string, and you had to pull it down. And it was like you're flying through Agrabah and everything. They had a Buzz Lightyear bumper cars that had balls that you would shoot at each other. And when you shoot the other thing, the thing would spin around. The other person's car would spin around. That was always fun.
Mm-hmm. And there's the comic book thing. That's the one I remember.
Yeah, and you had like a light sword. That was your weapon. So you'd hold on to this thing, and when you put the visor on, one of those visors again, it looked like you had like a lightsaber. But they didn't own Disney back then, so it wasn't a lightsaber.
They didn't own Star Wars. Yeah.
They didn't own Star Wars back then.
Disney didn't own Disney back then.
Yeah, Disney didn't own Star Wars back then. But that was cool. But you would just like swing it around.
Oh, and people would swing crazy with that. Like they were going back and forth really quickly. Just like you could tell, like the workers like knew to stand way back.
Yeah.
After they locked them in.
Yeah. And they had posters on the wall that had all these different villains and stuff, and you're always like, "Oh, I hope we get that villain," but it was always the same villain.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, never get the cool one.
And then they had this Mighty Ducks giant screen that was like a pinball machine, and you were on these. You're on these little. I don't know how to describe them without sounding bad. You're on these little things, and you would just gyrate back and forth your whole body.
That's right.
To make them puck to different places. And then they had this weird alien space landing thing that you would do. Remember that one? You're getting this like cockpit type thing, and it was like this thing that would land on this alien planet, and you had to rescue all the colony, colony people, and then get them off back to the ship before the aliens killed everybody, which was weird because it didn't really go with anything Disney. It's just
and they had a build your own roller coaster.
Yes.
Where like you were in like a pod that would like turn and twist like you were on the roller coaster. And I remember me and Jared Collinger doing that a lot.
Yeah.
When we went there. And all we did, we're building one with all loops.
Cyberspace Mountain was what it was called.
And looped. Yeah. Yeah. It was just, we were so dizzy and sick after we got to
I could never do that one. The Pirates of the Caribbean was called Battle for Buccaneer Gold.
Arr.
Invasion, an extraterrestrial alien encounter was the alien thing. Cave of Wonder slide. I don't remember that. Oh, it closed the first year of operation.
Oh. Well, that would be why.
And Treasure of the Incas was where you drove these remote control toy trucks.
Oh yeah, they always seem to be stuck down there.
Yeah. And then, so I didn't know this. Before Pirates of the Caribbean, there was a Hercules in the Underworld ride.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Anyways, and then they had the animation studio where you could draw.
Oh, yes.
And a couple other weird things. Anyways.
I'd bring it back.
Oh, they just filed permits to do something inside the Alien Encounter attraction, which we'll get to later. So anyways, especially with what they replaced this with. They replaced this with the NBA experience.
Yeah.
which in Universal Studios they had in City Walk an NBA Experience restaurant that failed. So they thought, let's put it in a giant building at Disney instead. I've watched videos of it, and it's like I mean, I guess if you're like a crazy
crazy person,
crazy like NBA fan, you get into it. Yeah. But I remember being there like when it first opened, and walking into the store, and they were like, "Hey, come on, come into the NBA Experience, buy some tickets." And I'm just like, "No," because the tickets were like really expensive, and they were just all standing around with nothing to do because nobody was going in. I don't know how long that's going to last there, but I think the problem with Disney Quest is they never updated anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the thing.
So they had a bunch of old games that didn't work half the time. They didn't update it. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
There was stuff coming out that was much better than that, and it seemed like, this kind of stuff's kind of old tech now.
Yeah,
they could do some really cool stuff. I mean, they could make like basically the Void.
Yeah, that's what on another episode that we were talking about that they could make like a big black box type building where they could change stuff out really fast with VR. So
you need to say goodnight to your dad.
Oh, good night, good night, Father.
Oh, he was on here listening, watching.
Thank you. Yes, you're too much fun too.
All right, so that brings us to our this may be a 2-part episode. I don't know.
Yeah, we're not even halfway through.
Mickey Mouse review. This was in Fantasyland. It opened October 1971, and it closed September 14th, 1980. It was replaced by Magic Journeys, and then that was replaced by Legend of the Lion King, and then that was replaced by Mickey's Filler Magic.
So the picture itself that we're seeing just looks like a Showbiz pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like an inside of a Showbiz pizza. Or Chuck E. Cheese.
Showbiz.
So basically this is like there's a pre-show with a film about the history of Mickey. Then there was a concert, I guess, with Disney characters.
And this closed in 1980, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't even born then.
So yeah. I don't remember this at all. For the grand finale, they had Brer Rabbit, Brer Fox, and Brer Bear singing Zip-Dee-Doo-Dah while Mickey and the orchestra rose from the pit. So I think it was sort of like Country Bear Jamboree, but with a bunch of Disney characters, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of animatronics.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of characters in this. I'm looking at the list. They had King Louie on the xylophone. They had Baloo on the flute. What? Kaa on his own tail. I don't understand that at all.
He's like playing. He's probably like strumming it like a string or something, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So the three caballeros were in this. Oh no, I'm pronouncing it wrong. And that's where the animatronics came from for the Grand Fiesta Tour. I was told about that by Mr. Winchester himself. Hey.
Yeah, I don't.
And they had a bunch of songs. There's no reason to bring this back.
Doesn't interest me.
No. Sorry for all those that loved it before 1980.
No.
I've never heard anybody mention that when they mention like I missed this ride. I missed the.
I actually enjoy Filler Magic that's there now. I like it. It's a nice place to get out of the heat. It's a fun.
Yeah, it's a fun show.
Mm-hmm.
And they do candy in there during the Christmas or the Halloween parties.
Yes, they do.
Oh, there you go.
And you can watch cartoons.
All right, this takes us to our $3 level. Yay! I think so. $3.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
No. Yeah, $3.
Yep. $3.
She was.
All right. This one will go through fast.
Great.
Skyway at the Magic Kingdom. Let me set the mood for you here.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the Magic Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like this is going fast.
In 1983, you're in the Magic Kingdom, and it closed in 1998. You're on one side of the park. Let's say you're in Tomorrowland, and you're like, "Man, I really want to go to Fantasyland, but I don't want to walk."
Oh yeah, that sounds like me. That sounds like me.
It's hot. I don't want to walk. I want to soar through the air.
Oh, that sounds just like me.
So you would go to a station that's no longer there. You would board a skyway, which was a gondola contraption, and you would soar across the park, and you would land in Fantasyland, which is now
50 miles an hour,
which is now the Tangled bathrooms.
It would send you to the bathroom.
Yeah. Well, now it's the bathrooms. It sit there empty for a while, but now it's the Tangled bathrooms. So basically, this is just a way to get across the park. I remember it. I remember riding it. I liked it.
I remember these things. Yeah, it was fun. I mean, especially if you're like a little kid going through, you can look down at everything. I mean, the way they're doing their
I think I gave the wrong date. It opened in 1971 and it closed in 1999. I was looking at the Tokyo Disneyland one. 1971. So basically, it opened with the park and it closed in 1999.
That's a shame. It seems like such a great addition to that area and getting around. But I can see why they would have done it, though, if you think about it, because you're going over people.
Yeah.
And so people have cell phones now, right? So they're going to drop their phones. They're just going to throw stuff at people because people are jerks. There's just too much liability with it, I think. Or just hang people out over at the edges and all that.
But it's funny now they have one that takes you all across.
Oh, I know, yeah, but I mean that's different.
These were open.
These were open.
Yeah.
So now these are definitely a liability.
Yeah. But man.
And if they did them, I'm going to say no, because if they did these again now, it'd be like enclosed and just so hot in them.
Well, you know what? I've been on the Skyliner, and I thought that too. It's going to be so hot, but it's actually not bad.
These look kind of smaller than those. I don't know.
But I mean, it's enclosed, and there's a breeze that flows through, and so it's not that bad. But yeah, I mean, it would be nice for one more way to get across the park. But if you think about it nowadays, with the crowds, if it ever opens back up, think of the line to get on this thing.
Yeah, it'd be just quicker just to walk across the park.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't think there's any.
That's probably the other part of it. It's probably created too many traffic jams, and walking traffic because they've got so much going on. There's so many people, and too many people would want to ride it. So
yeah.
Okay, we talked about this a little bit. Somebody mentioned some stuff about it. The next one on the list is the extraterrestrial. Well, they spell it weird. They spell it with extra and then like scary, like terror.
Extraterrestrial.
Alien encounter, often abbreviated to Alien Encounter, which is what I called it.
Which really just everybody called it Alien Encounter. Yeah.
It had a soft opening date of December 16th, 1994, but then didn't open until June 20th of 1995. Then the closing date was October 12th, 2003. It did replace Mission to Mars, which is what was there before that. And then it was replaced by Stitch's Great Escape, which now isn't there either.
I love Stitch's Great Escape.
Really? Well, you like Stitch.
Yeah.
I like Stitch, so it was fun.
You know what I didn't like about Stitch's Great Escape? That stupid
burp.
Chili dog burp. So disgusting.
But I was sad, though. Like, I love Stitch, but I was sad when they closed this one down to open that. Because I did like the Alien Encounter.
Yeah.
And it was kind of scary, kind of creepy.
It was totally against, like, Disney, like, family-friendly, like, happy-go-lucky. This was like, we're going to scare your children, and they're going to have nightmares tonight. Because it wasn't like some little cute Stitch alien. It was like an alien from Alien.
It was a scary alien,
yeah. This thing was planting eggs inside of you if it got a hold of you.
Yeah. I remember doing this one.
It was creepy.
Oh, good.
I remember my little heart just racing.
But it had this thing that went over top of you to like buckle you in, and it would like the alien would come around and it would press down on it, so it would go down on your shoulders.
Yeah,
you hear it like
but
breathing.
like even before that, you'd hear it like sniffing around, and you could feel like its breath on the back of your neck, and then like a tongue would flick out, and, like hit you in the back of the neck.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so creepy and cool.
Yeah.
I liked it.
It would be cool to have some kind of a ride like this come back.
I mean, they got that. They actually have ownership of Alien now. I mean, to do this with Alien, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, I just don't know where they would put it. You know,
it's like acid's coming down. It's gonna burn you.
Yeah, they couldn't put it in Magic Kingdom.
No, I think that's why they got it for.
Right next to the Tangled bathrooms.
And at last I see, the aliens are going to kill us all.
Perfect.
Oh, man.
Synergy right there.
All right, let's move along. I think, would you guys bring that back?
Oh, yeah.
In this level, yeah. I mean,
it'd be fun to bring back.
Now
this one is a hot topic, even today. And I'm going to mispronounce it. There you go.
No, you're not. You're going to do it right.
You can do this. You got this.
What do you get out of the post office? What do you get out of there?
Letters.
Or mail.
Mail.
And then what do you do with a guitar? You
flick it. This is the letter flick.
Letter flick.
Maelstrom. That was in the Norway Pavilion in Epcot. It opened July 5th, 1998, and it closed October 5th, 2014. It was replaced by Frozen.
Yeah.
It's a log flume type ride that basically took you through Norway's history. And so here's the thing about this ride. I liked it. I'll give you that. But this thing people didn't go crazy like about this until they were closing it. And then they're like, "No, how dare you?" And I'm like,
"Well, yeah.
Well, you know, were you riding it every time you went?" There was always a line for it because it was one of the few rides that was in the World Showcase. So it was one of the few rides. But I'm going to be honest with you here. I like the Frozen ride better.
I have not ridden the Frozen ride. I remember this enjoying it, but I also remember thinking like, that could have been better.
Yeah, there was a part with trolls, and it would like you go backwards in it and stuff. Basically, they just replaced the trolls with the big ice giant thing from Frozen. But with my kids, that love Frozen, it's fun to watch them with it. It's fun to see the animatronics that they have in there now, that they have the projection faces and stuff. I like the Maelstrom, but I like the Frozen ride better. So I don't think I would. I know I'm going to get some hate for that. Maybe bring it back in a different place or something. I don't think it needs to come back. I think it's one of those rides that it served its purpose.
I don't think
the only way I'd bring it back is the only way I'd bring it back is if they decided, okay, we're going back to the way World Showcase was, where it's just about the country.
Educational.
Yeah, educational. The way they're going, I don't.
Yeah, and there's no way they bring it back. I mean, they're going to keep that. That's such a big franchise. It's a big IP for them. I guess.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be there. So it's fine. I mean, it kind of fits, but it's like you said, everything is going that way where it's got a big IP associated with it. So
I think the most popular thing about the ride was that it had hidden Mickeys in it, which most rides do. But there was a big thing about the hidden Mickeys in this ride.
Right.
Yeah. I like the name. They could take the name and do something else with it.
That wasn't the original name.
Oh, well, tell us.
The original name was Sea Venture. All one word.
Sea Venture.
Yeah, Maelstrom was better.
Yeah.
Capital SEA, capital VENTURE. And with the entrance during construction, that's what the sign said. The sign for the ride was Sea Venture.
Welcome to Sea Venture.
Yeah. But sometime between March of 1988 and the ride's opening, it was changed to Maelstrom.
Like an adventure, but with sea.
Let's move on to the $4. Woo!
$4.
$4. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Universe of Energy. Oh, Katrin's favorite.
It wasn't terrible.
No, you never experienced the original.
Oh, no. But
the original one opened October 1st, 1982, and it closed January 21st, 1996. It was replaced by Ellen's Energy Adventure.
Yeah. Universal.
Yeah. The original pre-show featured an 8-minute live action film presentation about the various forms of energy found in nature and traced the history of how mankind harnessed these different forms of energy for his use.
Exciting.
So basically, this was a long ride. Trying to see if it says exactly how long it was. This ride was 45 minutes long.
Wow.
They had 6 vehicles, 80 passengers per vehicle, 34 animatronics. In 1982 to 1996, it was sponsored by Exxon, and the host was some guy named Vic Perrin, which I don't know. And it was weird. It was like this automated guided vehicle. It was like these big vehicles that you sit in, and it sort of like guides you through. The theme was energy, of course. There was different theaters. There was like 1, 2, 3, 4 theaters, something like that. So basically, you go back to the time of the dinosaurs. There's all these cool. That was the cool part about it. They had all these cool, huge animatronic dinosaurs that the car would go through, and they would just be all over the place. You remember those?
I think I remember those. Yeah. I remember that being cool.
Yeah, it was like a primeval diorama. And then there was some other theaters that had different kinds of things in it.
Yeah. For the most part, I remember kind of being bored through this.
It's 45 minutes long.
Yeah, I mean, and for a kid, like I was young, I'm sure when we went through this, and I'm just like,
it was a good place to take a nap. You know, it's a hot day. You're like, I need a 45-minute nap to get going. Oh, let's go to the energy attraction. If they brought it back, they would have to. I mean, they redid it to Ellen's Energy Adventure, and I didn't like that one either. If I'm going to be honest. It was weird. It had like a Jeopardy. It had like a Jeopardy part of it where Ellen was on Jeopardy.
I don't think I ever rode it when it was Ellen's. I just remember not really liking the one before it, so I'm just like, I don't know.
It had Ellen. It had Bill Nye in it, and Jamie Lee Curtis, Alex Trebek.
We only rode it once, so I don't remember it very well, but probably because it was so long and had Ellen in it.
Anyway, so that I if they brought it back, they would have to just
change it.
Yeah,
I don't think it needs to come back.
No, something else is going there.
Is the World?
Pronounce it
of Motion.
Yeah.
The dark ride
of Motion.
Yeah, it opened October 1st, 1982, and it closed January 2nd, 1996, and it was replaced by Test Track. Now, a lot of people like this one. Basically, it took you through the history of vehicles, transportation.
That's why I don't remember this.
It just took you through transportation, basically the early days, ancient days of foot power through time into the future. General Motors sponsored it for like 10 years. And it was just scenes, different scenes with
advertising General Motor cars.
Took you through the Age of Flight with Leonardo da Vinci. Yeah, basically it was just hey, let's experience motion, transportation.
We're gonna move you.
Yeah, so it's basically just show scenes that you would go through like a dark ride. So if you think like a ride from Fantasyland, like one of the old ones, a dark ride, but sort of on a bigger scale, with all these different airplanes and pepper ghost effects. I think they had some in there.
This is a $4 one, really?
Yeah, a lot of people like it and wish that Test Track hadn't replaced it. I don't remember much about it.
Those people are wrong.
Yeah, I like Test Track.
I like Test Track.
They've changed Test Track around. I'm trying to decide if I like the original Test Track better than the.
Most people like the original. Yeah.
But so I don't know if I would bring this back. If I'm being honest, I don't know.
It's okay. The stuff like this, like that, the Universal Energy and stuff, where it's just like, we're going to teach you some things. Sponsored by this place, which is going to, we're basically going to use their products in this. The whole thing. This is the advertisement. This is a long advertisement. I just got kind of bored in.
Yeah. So I don't think, Test Track is like a thrill ride. This one was not. Epcot needs more thrill rides, like the Guardians of the Galaxy ride that's going to be there, which I think is going to be cool. So Test Track is staying there. World of Motion is not coming back, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But the next ride on the $4 thing, personally, I would bring back in a heartbeat. It's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Submarine Voyage, the Magic Kingdom.
Ooh. Yes. And thanks to Body Wars, you'll know how long a heartbeat is, so you know how quickly.
Yeah. So it opened October 14th, 1971, and it closed September 5th, 1994. It was replaced by Ariel's Grotto. Boo. And then that was replaced by Pooh's Playful Spot. Boo. And then that was replaced by Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, which is actually fun. So
weird you got to go underwater for a mine train ride.
I know. I always loved, as a kid, I loved going on 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I could sing you the song right now, but I won't.
I think in Disneyland it was replaced with the Nemo, like a Finding Nemo thing.
Yeah, so it's sort of.
Because I went on that when I was out there.
Oh yeah.
It's fun. It's kind of nostalgic, kind of cool.
Yeah. I think if they did like an updated version of this, it would be really cool.
Yeah, I would think so. They could do some really cool stuff like with this. They got that song playing the whole time.
Well of a tale to tell you, lad. A well of a tale or two.
Yeah, that one.
Yep. The birds and the bees and the flowers.
The animatronic Kirk Douglas, just like Kirk Douglas. Yeah.
So I guess it was very expensive to maintain, and that's one of the reasons they got rid of it.
Yeah, I could see that.
And it had low hourly loading capacity for an attraction of its size.
And you're getting in a small tin can.
Yeah, and it was closed September 5th, 1994 without advance notice. Nobody knew it was closing. It just closed.
Oh. There you go.
Yeah. And it was, I think, it was officially closed in 1996. So it'd be like, it would close and then open back up and stuff. Some of the vehicles were just left there for a while before they did anything. And I guess one is now in Castaway Cay.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. There you go. So you can see it snorkeling.
Yeah, I don't go snorkeling. So
then you won't see it.
So would I bring it back? Yes, I'd bring it back in a different form, updated version. Or maybe
I think they do something really cool.
Yeah,
I think they would need to. For me, they'd have to update it, do a little something more. But it's kind of cool. I mean, it's definitely like a sight to see. Like it's really cool with the water and everything, and that the Nautilus is such a cool design.
Yeah. All right, that brings us to our $5 tier. This show is a little different for our new listeners, new viewers. This is a little different than what we normally do. But we just wanted to go back in time to Disney when Disney was Disney. Have a little fun. We'll have a guest on next week, and then in a couple weeks we have, hopefully, fingers crossed, World of Micah is coming back on from YouTube. So we're gonna have some fun with this. Yeah. All right. This brings us to our 5th tier. We'll go ahead and start with the big one that everybody loves, Horizons. It opened originally on October 1st, 1983, and it closed originally December 1994. And the reason I say originally is that they reopened it December 1995 because they hadn't done anything with it and they needed something else for people to do, so they just reopened it.
Oh, there you go.
And then it officially closed January 9th, 1999 after the reopening, and it was replaced by Mission Space.
Ooh.
Yes. So basically Horizons, it began with a section entitled Looking Back at Tomorrow, showcasing visions of the future as perceived from the era of Jules Verne. The ride then moved past 2 immense Omnimax screens. So that was these big, huge screens. That was like a groundbreaking technology at the time. Afterward came the main part of the ride, visions of the futuristic life in cities, deserts, undersea, and even in space. The only Disney attraction at the time with multiple endings.
Oh.
Horizons then allowed riders to select which path they wanted to take back to the future port.
Always apocalypse.
Yeah, so there's from the space station, from the desert farm, or from the sea castle research base. So that's cool. They could pick which ending they wanted. It says the model for the desert sequence, for example, was 32 by 75 feet long. And the visual effects were filmed in a hangar at the Burbank Airport. So yeah, it's sort of cool. So it takes you through all these, and then you get to pick your ending. Pretty cool. It was proposed that Horizons would be the sequel to Carousel of Progress. So when they proposed the ride, it was going to be the sequel to Carousel of Progress.
Okay.
Yeah. And actually, in portions of it, they had the song playing from Carousel of Progress. It's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. It was part of the Looking Back. Shining at the end of the day. It's a great, big, beautiful. Sing it now. Okay.
Tomorrow, but it's just a dream away. Man has a plan,
that's all we can afford.
And that's a start.
And we're off YouTube now.
Yeah. So it was a cool thing. It took you through like sort of this futuristic. There was robots. There was all kinds of stuff.
Sorry, I love that. Right.
And then various props have been displayed around Disney World since it's closing. One of the desert ships was in Hollywood Studios hanging from the ceiling of a restaurant. There you go. So I think it would be cool to I think this is one of those that I would like to see again, especially with the multiple endings.
Changing your story a little bit.
Well, I mean, they would have to update it, but a ride that has multiple endings would be really cool.
Oh yeah, especially if you get to choose what that ending is.
Yeah. They do something sort of like that on Spaceship Earth, but not really. It's just a little screen. It's just a screen in front of you. You get to pick where you go. But if they did a ride with multiple endings, because just think about that. You could ride it once, and then you could ride it again, and it'd be different, and then you could ride it again, and it'd be different. So I'd like that. And personally, I'm not a huge fan of Mission Space that's there now.
Yeah, no, I'm not either.
So I would rather have this than Mission Space any day, probably.
Yeah.
I'd rather have Mission Space.
I don't know. I can ride it. I just, and it makes me sick. It's all the G forces and
stuff. I don't know. I have fun on that one.
This one I could ride multiple times.
If I had to choose, I would choose Mission Space. Like if they were putting this one somewhere else, I'd be okay with that. They definitely have to do an update to it of some sort.
There is there is tributes in Mission Space to Horizons. There's a tribute to Mission Space or to Horizons in Space Mountain. There's One Man's Dream has some of the props, so some of the props are still around. They even took some of the props.
Right, you got the props.
Tokyo Disneyland. Star Tours there had some of the props. But I would like to see it again. That's just me. If I had to choose what was going to be there, either Horizons or Mission Space, I would pick Horizons.
With the big Superman symbol out in front of it. That's interesting. The picture, there's a big Superman emblem outside of.
It was 14 minutes and 45 seconds long. So that
could be a home plate.
Good.
Could be a home plate.
Yeah, baseball.
There we go. So, anyways, I would bring that
like a spaceship from what's a Stargate.
Yeah, we're moving on. The next one is near and dear to my heart too. Probably the most of all the lists near and dear to my heart. Journey into Imagination. This is Figment's ride. The original one. Trying to find the original because it has like all of them on here. There it is. The original was 1983 to 1998. It featured the most lovable character in Disney World. For me, Figment, the purple dragon, and Dreamfinder, which was his like old man friend.
Handler,
yeah.
Name's Dreamfinder, some old hippie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was just sort of a journey into your imagination. I've always loved Figment and always loved Dreamfinder. So it was a fun ride that was on like the Omnimover system that they have. It was like a dark ride basically. And it's telling you, it's going through your imagination and how much your imagination plays a part in your life. It was just a fun dark ride, if you want to call it that.
With a hippie and his Puff the Magic Dragon.
Yeah, he wasn't a hippie. He wore he was dressed to the T. He had the top hat. He had the suit.
He's steampunk.
Yes, bring back Dreamfinder. Thank you on YouTube. One way or another, Dreamfinder needs to come back. They had a walk around character at Dreamfinder, and he had a puppet Figment that he would carry around. It was so cool. And then they went and messed it all up. In 1999, they reimagined it.
How dare they use their imagination?
I know. If they want to call it that. It wasn't much of imagination. Now you're being led through by Dr. Nigel Channing, who's played by Eric Idle. So there is that.
Yeah, that's good.
But it's like a factory pretty much that takes you through the different senses. Sound,
laboratory,
illusion, color, gravity, all this stuff. And
smell.
And pretty much Figment was thrown in the background. You could see him every once in a while in the background, but he didn't play a part at all really. And then Dreamfinder was completely they killed him off. He's dead. They killed imagination.
He's an old hippie. You can't control old hippies.
And then the ride path was drastically shortened. It pretty much they killed imagination and made a ride about your senses. And there was a lot. There's still uproar about this today. In 2000, so that version lasted until 2001, and then because there was so much just people hating on it. They in 2002 they kept Eric Idle, but they brought Figment back into it. Dreamfinder's still dead, poor guy. But they brought Figment back into it, and he's sort of they start with the senses thing, and then Figment's like, no, we're not going to do that, and he sort of takes over the ride and goes through like craziness and stuff. It still goes through the senses. One Little Spark comes back, the song. One little spark, imagination. The biggest thing that just they ruined about the ride was after you got off the ride, there was this really cool area that you could do all this cool stuff in, and it had this rainbow tunnel that you would go through, and they got rid of all that pretty much. Just left it as a shell of its former self. You can't even go through the rainbow tunnel now. It's still there. The rainbow tunnel's still there. You can't go through it. You can go upstairs there now for the DVC, like a rest stop or whatever you want to call it, where we can go and get free drinks and stuff.
Lounge,
yes. But yeah, I wish they would get rid of the version they have now and bring back the original.
Really, I'm shocked you say that.
Journey into Imagination. Come on, you gotta admit the original was 100 times better.
I do like Eric Idle. That's kind of hard for me, but I love Figment. But they have Figment in it.
One of the reasons they changed it is because it was because of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. When that came out, they wanted to make it sort of deal with that, so you have like parts of that in there. No, you need it to be pure imagination again. Forget the senses stuff.
You don't use your senses and imagination?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I know. So that would come back for me. Last but not least, we're finally there at the end.
Before Katrin falls asleep.
The Great Movie Ride.
I've done that a few times.
Oh, no. The Great Movie Ride. It was opened May 1st, 1989, and it closed August 13th, 2017. Man, it doesn't seem like it was 20. It seems like it was later than that.
Yeah.
2017. And it was replaced by Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. So, this was a trip through the movies. It's at the Man's Chinese Theater was a facade. And you would enter into the movies, basically. It was MGM movies. What? Did I say something wrong?
No, you're fine. You're good. Okay.
All right. So it take you through the movies. Katrin, you got to ride this one, right?
I did. We were talking about it earlier today. It was fine. You know, it was an okay ride. We were just talking about how we wanted to take our son on it. Because we went when he was 3 and we didn't ride it. I think we could have then. I'm trying to think, was that 2015 or something? I don't remember. And then it was soon after we had the conversation. It seemed like it was like the next day they announced that they were going to close it.
Yeah.
And so he was never going to get to ride it. I mean, we were going to on our next trip, which happened in 2018. We were going to have him ride that ride, and just to have experienced it, because he's done almost everything else. And I was like, he doesn't know these movies, but it'll be fun for him, and so he didn't get to it. Now, it's my understanding that the new ride is way better, and I've only ridden the Great Movie Ride once, maybe twice, so it's not like I have this heart.
The cool thing about the Great Movie Ride is that it had you had a host that went along with you.
Yeah.
And you would go through different scenes. Sometimes you would go through like a gangster-like scene, and there would be like a fight. And sometimes you would go through an Old West scene, and there'd be a fight. So that was cool. Mm-hmm. It had actors in there.
Mm-hmm.
But then they started getting rid of the actors, and it wasn't. And they had an Indiana Jones scene and an alien scene where the alien would come down. So it had all these cool scenes and stuff. So it was a great ride. But the line was always super long.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember one time going right before we knew it was going to close, and And Jennifer, my wife, was like, "We should ride that." And I was like, the line's long. Maybe next time." And then there wasn't a next time.
There won't be a next time.
Yeah. So it was a cool ride. It took you to the movies. I think in its heyday, yes, it was cool. But then as it went along, there was budget cuts and stuff started happening. It wasn't sort of a shell of its glory.
They need to update it. And, like I think it'd be cool, and I think I would like them to bring it back. And if they could bring it back in a way where they can update it regularly in some kind of fashion, with like, some different movies and stuff, and kind of switch stuff out. You could have some alternate paths or something, so it like goes through different movies and different times and stuff. I think that could be cool. I always liked riding it. I was I mean, I'm huge into movies and stuff. I was the Alien and the Indiana Jones stuff was always cool. Was there a Gone with the Wind section?
No, maybe.
I'm reading that wrong.
I know there was a Tarzan. There was.
I thought there was like you could see like the mansion burning or something. Maybe I'm thinking of some other ride.
There may have been. I'm trying to look. I can't remember.
I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember it being fun and.
Yeah, it was fun. I think I it could come back in another form, maybe.
Mr. Winchester said that in the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, there is a tribute to the.
There's a poster that says "The Great Moving Ride," and it's like an escalator or something.
Nice.
That's funny.
Yes, there was Gone with the Wind.
Yeah,
cool. There was
Casablanca.
Casablanca.
Replace what's there. Yeah, Casablanca. That's my name. Yeah.
I really like the Mickey ride. I got to ride it. Mickey's Runaway Railway. It's really cool and it's fun. So I would want both, I guess.
Yeah, I'd want both. I wouldn't want to get rid of what's there. I haven't ridden it, but it looks really fun. I always rode the movie ride whenever we went.
When they opened it, they had celebrities come in and do the handprints and the footprints and stuff. And funny thing is, Tyler Dean, who's McDowell, who's been on the show a bunch, he's one of our I Am Geekers. He's been on the show a bunch. His dad, Ronnie McDowell, did the hands and the footprints. Was there for the opening, did the hands and the footprints, but they didn't put his out for some reason. They just put it backstage somewhere in a warehouse, I guess. But they were there, I guess, for opening day of this. So that's pretty cool.
That's cool.
So we know somebody there that was there opening day. And I was there for opening day of Mickey's Runaway Railway, but nobody wanted me to put my hands in any cement.
Really?
No.
Just your face.
Just my face,
yeah. I can't breathe. It's okay, sir.
It's okay.
Just sit down in there.
Take it in.
Okay. You got to stay a little bit longer.
Yeah.
You'll start to be able to breathe soon.
Stop moving around. Stop.
And then also on opening day, had Mickey and Minnie and the gang, and then Roger Rabbit was there to put his hands in.
I remember that. That's funny.
I miss Roger Rabbit in the park. You can still see the outline of him crashing through a window in one of the upper windows on the main strip there, Hollywood Boulevard or whatever it is.
Oh, that's cool.
Beside 50s Primetime, whatever that restaurant is. It has the Disney Junior characters in it.
Sure.
Oh, not something and dine.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, we had breakfast there last time.
It's up there. You can see it.
Vine. Shoot.
All right. So the Five and Dime.
Gee whiz. I can't think of it.
If you're watching and you know the name, just let us
know. Yeah, make us. Yeah.
Oh, it's the only place in the world where Audrey Hepburn's prints are. That's
cool. That is cool.
Yeah, the back half of the airplane, thanks for reminding me, is from the Casablanca scene, is the airplane in Jungle Cruise.
That's right.
Yeah. So I think if it had the actors in there and stuff, yeah. But if it was the version where they got rid of the actors and it was just a guy talking,
right there, yeah, it'd be bad.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you have $15.
Got $15.
You could bring back.
Surprisingly, all these rides are really cheap.
You could buy one meal at one quick service meal.
So which rides would you bring back with your $15? You have to do a little math here.
This is not.
I got it because I got one from each category, and that's $15.
Oh.
Oh, is that how it works?
I'm good.
No, you don't have to do one from each category. It just has to equal $15.
Well, it just works out that way.
Yeah, it just works out that way for Chris.
It works out that way.
No, I'm just saying. Does the math work out? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Okay.
Yeah,
because that's kind of how I did it too. You maximize your money that way.
Yeah, I'd go with Body Wars.
Okay.
Disney Quest.
Mm-hmm.
Alien Encounter. 20,000 Leagues. And the Great Movie Ride. That'd be my 15 right there. Boom. Done.
Yeah.
Boom.
Hollywood and Vine. That was the name of the
Hollywood and Vine.
Sorry, it just hit me.
Oh, so Chris, you said you would go with. Okay, I got it. All right, I'm not even gonna bother writing it down. You'll remember. All right, Katrin, what do you got there?
So I was gonna pick the same ones that Chris did, but
well, that's fine.
I'll change it up a little bit. I would still go with. I think I still would go for one from each one just because of what's there. But I'm gonna say I would like the Skyway as the $3 one. So I would still go with the first two that he said: the Body Wars, Disney Quest, and then the Skyway. And then on the next level, it'd have to be 20,000 Leagues, and then I'll go with Journey into Imagination, not the original there. So to change it up a little bit.
Okay, this is hard for me,
But
you got Horizons that has the multiple endings.
But here's another option here. So I could also go with Journey, Great Movie Ride. So that's 10.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then Body Wars.
That adds up. Gotcha.
11. And then 20,000 Leagues. So there's one way to do it too. But the problem is you don't get as many rides if you do it that way.
Yeah.
That's the whole point, right?
Yeah. All right. So okay. I gotta do math here. I'm not good at math.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Okay, so I have $50.
Which ones do you like out of these lists? That's all I got.
15.
15.
So I have $50.
15.
I'll take all of them. I would have to go. Oh gosh. See, I want to pick two from the $5 ones, but then that just blows the rest of my money.
Yeah, depending on what you pick.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just which ones do you want to?
I don't think I would bring back any of the dollar ones, to tell you the truth.
The $1? You want to do yours?
I wouldn't bring those back.
Okay, that's fine. You're allowed.
But I may have $1 left over. If I have $1 left over,
it's okay. That means you can. You can't buy anything.
I would have to bring back Journey into Imagination. I'd have to.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
That's $5.
Cha-ching.
Cha-ching.
Mm-hmm.
I would want to bring back 20,000 Leagues. That's $9.
Okay, you're up to 9.
Yeah,
you're up to 9.
Okay, so I have like $6 left.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh. All right. Oh gosh, it would be cool to see Horizons. That's $5. I'm gonna. Okay.
Remember, this is going to happen, so it doesn't matter.
I will bring back Disney Quest, so that's $2. Right? I got $4 left.
So you're up to 11.
$4 left. Okay. I'll bring back Cranium Command because that was a fun little show.
Okay, you got $2 left now.
$2 left. Oh, that's crap. That didn't work out at all. Oh no.
You're terrible at this.
I'm terrible at this.
So you're gonna have to bring back Body Wars to have $1 left over.
I'm gonna have $1 left over.
Or you
bring back
Mickey Mouse
review.
Way to go, Ryan.
I screwed it all up.
You should have just went with your 2 $5 ones.
Okay, fine. I'll do it over.
Do it over.
I'll go Journey in Imagination Horizons. That's $10.
You got 5 left.
20,000 Leagues. And then
You got
$1 left, so Body Wars.
There you go. I'm happy with my choices.
I'm not happy with my choices. I don't do math good.
Apparently English as well.
I know, I do that. So what are your picks? If you had $15 to spend to bring back these rides, because for some reason $15 will bring back rides, which ones would you bring back and why?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we didn't say if it was the original version or an updated version, but I would bring back the original Figment.
Yeah, the ones that I picked, I would like to ride the originals again.
Yeah.
So
there we go. There we go. Well, I hope you learned something tonight.
Or at least had fun.
Or at least had fun. Again, this is a little different than what we usually do. But, we're in quarantine. Lockdown. We're going crazy. So, there you go. Hope you have fun. If you're still watching, thank you.
Thanks.
If you're still listening, then thank you. If you're watching and listening, then hey.
Wow.
Crazy. Anyways, so next week, hopefully we'll have Kerry Gordon on from Comicpalooza. We'll talk about a lot of fun stuff. Comicpalooza is the convention that we've been a part of for the past 2 years. We're going to be part of it this third year doing podcasts for them. But sadly, because of the pandemic, it was canceled. So we're going to have him on and we're going to talk some fun, geeky stuff. And then the week after, is it the week after that? The week after that, hopefully World of Micah, everything works out and he'll be on. He's from YouTube, so check him out to get ready for that episode. And thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Hopefully we will have a live stream that's just a live stream on a Saturday coming up sometime soon in the middle of the day. And we'll have fun with that. But thank you guys for listening, for watching. Thank you for liking, subscribing, following us on all our social medias, and we'd love just to connect with you. So come connect with us in I Am Group or on Instagram or on Twitter, I Am Geek Show. And we'll be talking with you next week. This has been I Am Geek episode 143. See you next time.